Never mind. I can't. And it's too heavy. I'm gonna get in trouble for trying to this. Watch. Alright. Did I just get in trouble for it? Okay. Hey guys. So this is the extended version of the Q&A, right? 2 hours that we've got here? Crap. Alright. We've got 2 hours. So, you guys start thinking of some questions. And I'll start thinking of some answers. We'll see if they go together. They might not. Go down there. Is that, they're still coming in? Okay. Come down here. Hey. How's it going, guys? You guys doing alright? Whoa! Oh! Whoa! It's scarier now. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Say, now I know why Vic was standing here. I can hear his own voice. How's it going, Johnny? You feel good? It's actually weird. How you guys doing? You guys having a good time? Did you guys already spend all your money? No! You're in debt already? Oh, alright, well. Kidding, but kind of not really, maybe, sort of, still, okay. Hey, well, I've got plenty of stuff for you guys to buy. Actually, I don't. Sold out of CDs, thanks to some of you. Yeah, I think saw 5 of you guys that bought them all. But, check. I think it is my voice. It just cuts out every so often. Unless it's this microphone. Is there a compressor? A gate? Okay. Because maybe if I talk too low, then it cuts out or something? Maybe. No, I don't know what it is. It went off! As soon as I turned this way. Oh, okay. Alright, you have a question? To start us off? Okay. Yes. Just kidding. You have to be able to hear you. Notice I'm very, really soft-spoken. And I just... Alright. So what was it like? Voicing Lelouch let you what? Oh, are you going to record this? Oh, how's my hair? I just realized I could hear myself breathing. Is it annoying anyone else? Anyone else get nauseous? Okay, because I am. What if I moan when I breathe? Okay, what was it like? It was awesome. All right, next question. Just kidding. Do a Lelouch line. Britannia commands you to make me a sandwich. I wasn't sure if it was on. You were like, oh, it's on now. It's been on. Oh, okay. How's it going, YouTube? How you doing? Facebook.com/JohnnyMBosch. All right. There's going to be a lot of that here, just so you know. It's going to be dumb. You can walk out at any moment. It's okay. I'll headphone you, though. Hey! I thought you guys were going to time down. Come on. All right, questions? Yes. Do I think Vash and Meryl would be happy together? For what? For what? I mean, he would always think of Ren. But who has not seen Trigon? Don't be afraid. You can raise your hand. Go ahead. Shame on you! Watch it though if you haven't seen it, because it's cool. Yes. What was it like filming Broken Path? How many of you have actually seen Broken Path? There are parts of it on YouTube. On YouTube? Alright, it's a film that I did. It's a live action film. It's not an anime. And I think I guess you can watch it on YouTube. Our producers were weird. One of them, our executive producer, wasn't very smart. And he sold it in certain territories like Africa and places like that. And then when they were interested here to pick it up, they didn't buy it because it was already sold in different territories. And so some of my fans just posted it up on YouTube. And that's how I saw it, actually. Yeah, check it out. There's a lot of, it's a martial arts flick. And so there's a lot of martial arts and fighting and whatnot. But it was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun working on it. And I split my head open on that one.
Awesome.
There's a scene, if you remember, where the guy throws me and I like crash into a chair and I slide into like, it's supposed to be the entertainment center. And I did that the first take, but then the glass opened up like this and you can see the camera and the crew and all that stuff. And then, we got to do it one more time. And it didn't hurt, so I was like, I'm going to run faster and crash harder. And so I did, but I missed the entertainment center. And I hit the corner of this there's like a sharp speaker, an old wooden speaker that was built into a brick wall. And I hit the back of my head in that. And I got to keep acting, like, some of the fight scene, there you go. It's me and Dan Southworth. There you go. I get pretty bloody. And the funny thing is, so I split my head open for real. They used that take in the movie. But then I had to get rushed to the hospital because it was just pouring blood, But as you already saw, there's blood all over me just from other fight scenes prior to that. So when I went to the hospital, I was covered in fake blood, and then I had like real blood coming out the back of my head. And I show up and I'm like holding my head together. And I'm like, yeah, I split my head open. And they're like, okay. And they gave me like this, like a ton of like paperwork. Can we just fill this out? And I'm like, what? I'm bleeding from my head. And then she's like, well, there's a couple of people in front of you. And I look, and there's this like little girl she's got like her wrist wrapped up, and some dude with like his ankle wrapped up. And I'm like, what? The people with the bandage on their arm? I'm like, come on. And my head's, look at me. And I said, well, they're in front of you, so just fill this out and wait. And so I had to wait for like over an hour, and then they finally brought me in the back. And then I had to wait there for a couple hours, and then the nurse came in and saw me, and she was like, oh, gosh. And she took like some, I don't know, wipes or whatever, started to wipe me down, like all the fake blood. And as she was doing it, she's looking at it like, it doesn't look right. Like something's not right here. And then I had to explain to her, but it was kind of funny. And then I got baseball stitches in the back of my head. I had a choice of staples or baseball stitch or stitches. And I was like, well, I don't like the staple gun, because that just sounds painful. And can I get baseball stitches? And he's like, sure. So I did baseball stitches. Yes. Not really. Yeah, I just know that that's the only thing I know is Total Slaughter, but I don't really remember the melody or anything. It was so long ago. Sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. You can probably find it on YouTube, I bet. Yes. Do I have a booger hanging out of my nose right now? I do, don't I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Alright, hang on a second. Do you have a tissue? You don't have tissue? You got a tissue? You have one? Yeah, run it up here so I can like blow my nose into it. Yeah! To the rescue. Second one just in case it gets nasty. Alright. Let me step back here. Don't put this on YouTube, you jerks. Hey. Really gross, actually. Is that blood? I'm joking. Did I get it? Yay! Like a child. Vic would never come up here with a booger in his nose. Yes, really? Am I clear? Thanks. So you guys weren't going to say anything. You guys were like, nah, that's cool. You good? Just on YouTube. Just that's so gross. Yes. Would Isaiah get bored if Shizua wasn't around? Yes. Absolutely. He needs somebody to throw things at him. Vending machines and signs. Yes. Get Lannister. At this moment, no. I haven't. I mean, I've heard rumors that there's another season, but as far as dubbing, I haven't been brought in for anything, so. Is he Zion? He's not even in it. Oh, they're recording with help. I've been replaced, everyone. I'm replaced. Yes. Yes. Okay. Isaiah, the line. Humans are so interesting. That's not good. It just sounds like you being creepy. It is. Yes. A selfie? Alright. Hey. Because it would have been cooler to have a booger up there or something. Hey! But then after it goes to your front page and it looks like you're cussing at me. Yeah. Alright. Now, don't everybody come up and want to get selfies, because then that would be a long 2-hour thing. Okay. Yes. 2 things. Okay. It does mature, yes. It was interesting, you know, and I really liked the series. There's some things I wanted to do differently in the beginning, but I couldn't because I was told to do it a certain way. But, you know, I just had to do what I had to do, but I enjoyed it. And it was kind of cool to come back as a much older Renton later, you know, which I haven't seen that whole, I guess, season or whatever. What is it? What? Oh, come on. Hey, man, I'm in there a little bit. Okay. Hey, it's all wrapped up inside the middle, okay? I just don't want it in my pocket because I keep putting my hand down there. And I catch my phone. I'm like checking the time, and I don't want to be like, oh. So I just throw it back down. There you go. Like, yes. Morph into a Power Ranger. I need a Power Ranger. Is there a Power Ranger somewhere? Is there a Black Ranger? There's a right, green. I'll do green, right? Come on, I can morph into green. You got your helmet? Oh, you just got your morpher. Yeah, all right, come on up. This is actually Jason Frank's Ranger. Yeah, so I'm going to morph into Jason Frank. Yeah, no, you put it on. This is how it's going to work, all right? I'm going to morph and freeze, and then you're going to step into my place. And you guys can cut it together and put it up on YouTube if you want, and show Jason Frank. You should appear with the bag on your hip. All right. Can you hide behind the table first? Can you hear me? I'll tell you what to do. Stand over there. All right, stand. Don't watch out. Don't fall off. Okay, and I'm gonna morph, and I'm gonna freeze, and then we'll switch places. All right. What's it? Green dragon? What's the call out? Dragon, that's it? Not power? Okay. Dragon Sword! Wait, you gotta move to it. You gotta be like, Dragon Sword! Right? Ready? Dragon Sword! Watch your step. Oh, man. I have the power! No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that is good. Okay. Already, this is kind of a weird panel, isn't it? 2 questions. Bite me. That was each one. Not me. Saying that to you. I had fun on Power Rangers. I did. It's the first, acting gig, if you want to call it acting. Thing that I had worked on. And so, personally, I really had a lot to learn. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just wanted to do fight scenes. But then anime really opened up the doors for me, in my perspective on acting and really emotionally, just all over the place, And so I think I definitely had more fun playing various different characters in anime than playing Adam. But I did have a great time playing Adam. But I was me, so when I first show up, I'm a half Asian, so that's what I'm going to be, a half Asian. And I was quiet and shy when I first started, and I was the quiet, shy one in the show. But in anime, I could be a white guy, Bash, I could be whatever's drawn pretty much, So, yeah, it's cool. All right, let's go somewhere farther in the back. How about... All right there. Is that a white glove? Michael Jackson? Oh, you just wanted to wait? Okay. Oh, are you coming? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, okay. You have a question? Yeah, no, I know who you are. Did you have a question?
What would happen if you would have been me?
Well, I have a frog Zord that would eat you. I guess. I don't know, that's gross. Is there like a living version? All right, I don't have a good answer for that. I'm not going to say I'm going to lick you because a frog is I'm thinking that's gross. They would cross streams? Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll cross streams. Get out of here. Did you make that? I love the character. It sounds so happy. Like I wouldn't want to fight you. Just hug you. All right. What is that? Oh, I should know what that is. Pokemon. Okay. Well, was it in Origins? Because I played Rock and I only know. Well, I don't know anything. Yes, what's your question?
Having played Albert in Count of Monte Cristo, did you get really emotional with any of the scenes?
Did I get emotional for what?
Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it's funny. I've signed more Count of Monte Cristo stuff here at this con than I have in in the past 5 years or whatever. So you guys like darker, depressing things, I guess. It's a very beautiful show, though, isn't it? It looks great. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's just one of those that kind of is under the radar, but it's really, really a pretty show. I liked it. I had a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed it. Was that a Gonzo project?
Don't know.
You don't know? You should know this. Okay. Thanks for not knowing. Don't worry. Don't put your head down. It's okay. I'm just teasing. Yes. Okay, what's that big giant teddy bear head thing over there? You get to ask your question. Are you going to charge up here in the front? No. Most fun I've had recording? Like character-wise? Like what's the most fun character? Nero from Devil May Cry 4 is one of my most favorite characters. And I said this the other day, it was mostly because it was a script, and so it wasn't I enjoyed playing Lelouch and Code Geass, but it was already drawn to what the Japanese guy did, so if he made him cry, scream, or whatever, I had to match that. But with Devil May Cry 4, it was a script, so I got to make all those choices on my own, so I wasn't limited to picture. So, I guess that one would be one of them. Yes. Oh, no, you already had one, didn't you? Oh, you didn't? Okay, go for it. 2. I guess we got time for it. With my band, I Shine, what motivates the inspiration, I guess, from writing songs? It's everything, really. I find inspiration a lot of times from really crummy things that happen in life, relationships, death, losing a loved one, and they're just good times too, a good day, being around friends, so everything really inspires some music, and a lot of times I write the melody first with my guitar. Some of the songs like Alone, that song I was asleep and in my head this melody kept playing in my head and these lyrics started to follow and kind of fall in place with it, and so I woke up and I had this song and I started to play it to see if it worked, and then the guys walked in after they were hanging out with other people. I said, hey, come on, let's try this song, And so just all kinds of things. Yes. Oh wait, you got another one, sorry. Okay. All right, what's your next one? Lindsay? Okay. Is that recording now? Hey Lindsay from the UK. We're not in the UK right now. Everyone say hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay!
Next time you should come over here. Yes. Lelouch laugh? Oh, the laugh, cry laugh thingy? Alright. I'm gonna sit down for this one. What? I'm gonna get my gum out, put it in my snot rag. Alright, I'm gonna sit down. These always feel really awkward for me, and I mentioned this yesterday because you just see me here like, you don't see like the animation, so it's weirder. Alright, let me see if I can figure out where that was. So this isn't going to be exact, obviously. There you go. Okay. That was that cry. What's going on with this crazy guy? That's him going crazy, I guess. Yes. Yes. What was that? Dangerous toys are fun, but you can get hurt. I'm trying to remember how I said it. Dangerous toys are fun, but you can get hurt. This world is made of love and peace. You have a question, yes? If I sounded cool, I would want to be Shizuo. But I don't sound cool like Crispin. Crispin sounds cool. That kid said, this just me just sound like some homeless guy. That's the coolest I can get. Homeless man. Which reminds me of a story. But you guys heard that story yesterday. Wait, who wasn't here yesterday? You guys are all new today? Okay, so who was here and heard the homeless woman story? Okay, so quite a few of you. Do you guys want to hear it again? Really? Okay. It's not as good the second time around, though. Okay, so, okay, bear with me then. This is a true story of my experience with a homeless person. On YouTube? Oh, really? Okay, alright, here it is. Okay, so, I take the freeway to get to work, and whenever I come home, I exit the freeway, and there's a signal light there, and I usually make a left. I always make a left to get home under the overpass. And so this one day, I exit the freeway. Now, let me just first say that on that corner there where that light is, there's always been a homeless guy there with a sign that, you know, flips a couple different ways and says different stuff or whatever. And I have nothing against giving homeless people stuff. It's just weird when I'm in my car driving, especially when it's like, I don't know what's going to turn green. I've never done that kind of thing. Like, I've given people stuff before. So anyways, whatever. So this one day, I exit the freeway, and there's like 4 or 5 cars in front of me, and it's a red light. And so I'm sitting there, and I've got like these carrots left over from lunch that are in this Ziploc bag, and I'm just kind of eating them. And this monster truck pulls up behind me, and I can't see inside, so I don't know if it's like this woman or if it's this guy, but it's tinted windows and it's just above me, and I feel the pressure of this monster truck, behind me. And I just feel like, it's gonna run me over or something. I just feel that, right? So I'm scarfing down these carrots a little bit faster. I'm like, I better go as soon as this turns green, or he's gonna kill me and the rest of us. And so as I'm doing this, I look over expecting to see some homeless guy there. And I see a homeless woman, and I've been raised to help women and children, in need. And so when I saw her, usually it's the guy saying, get a job, but it's a woman. So my heart went out to her, and I was like, I've got to do something for her. And if you've been to LA, and it might be the same here in the city, I'm not sure, but you got to pay for parking everywhere in LA. And so my cup holders are full of quarters. And so, I thought, I'm going to scoop up these quarters, I'm going to put them in the Ziploc bag, and I zipped it up, and it's a heavy bag now. It's like 2 to 3 pounds worth of quarters. And I'm thinking, dude, she's gonna have a great life after this, you know, go change her whole life and get a job or a shower or something, right? And so I roll down the window and I put my hand out like this, expecting her to, you know, come over and get it, you know, because I've never done this before. And so she sees me, she's got a smile on her face, you know, and she puts her sign down and she goes like this. And she's 4 or 5 cars in front of me, so it's like me to like the middle of the room. I'm like, wait, what? What? How do you do this? I can't throw it, you know, and it's not going to make it to you. I thought you were going to just come and get it. And so I'm starting to freak out a little bit, like, not sure, like, I mean, I can't, like, just put it away. Never mind, you know? Like, I have to give it to her now, right? And so I had no idea how it's supposed to work, and the light turns green. And the cars in front of me, they just take off, you know? And me feeling the pressure of this monster truck behind me, I'm like, I better start going, you know? And as I'm going, I realize that I'm going like 20, 30 miles an hour. And I'm approaching her pretty fast, you know? And I'm like, oh, crud, how's this exchange going to happen? You know, how am I going to get this to her? You know, she's not a football player. I can't just throw it in her gut and, you know? Or if I hold on to it too long and I drag her into the car, run her over, she pulls me out of the car, and then I get run over by the monster truck. You know, I'm like panicking, you know? And then I get this moment of clarity, this epiphany. And I think, Johnny, you're a martial artist. All you need to do is flick your wrist like this. At 20, 30 miles an hour, you watch it gracefully land into her hand. So as I'm going, I'm approaching her really fast, 20, 30 miles an hour, 2-pound bag of quarters, and I'm like, and flick my wrist like that. And I always say this now, but if you've been in an accident, time slows down. And I seriously think God was up there going, wait! Where's Moses? Hey, Jesus, watch this. Slow down. This guy's an idiot. I'm supposed to get out of the car. And so anyways, I watch as I flip the quarters up like this, going 20 or 30 miles an hour. 2-pound bag of quarters leaves my hand, flies in the air, and smacks her in the face. 2 pounds worth of quarters. Smacks her in the face at 20 or 30 miles an hour. It's all still slow-mo. The bag rips open. You know, it's a beautiful sunny day. The quarters are falling, glistening in the sunlight. I can hear them like, you know? All I can do is I pass, like, no joke. This is all I'm doing. Like, it hits her in the face, breaks open, and starts to sprinkle quarters, and I'm like, no! Like, as loud as I could. No! Like Darth Vader, right? Cheesy. As I pass by her, you know, like, and I think, like, what is she thinking in her mind? Like, this guy's like, no, John! I'm going so fast that I can't even slow down until I screech around the corner. And there's no way to turn around to see if she's alive. So I just keep going. And I know the guy in the monster truck is like, man, that jerk, slow down. You're supposed to get out and get it to him. So anyways, the lesson to be learned is you don't give homeless people money while driving your car. So anyways, it's pretty bad. And the funny thing, that it's a totally true story. Before that day, there's always been a homeless person there. Always been some homeless guy. Always saw him. But after that day, never again. That is not a lie. That is the truth. I had never seen another homeless person there. Part of me wants to run for office, clean up the city. The other part of me thinks that they all meet somewhere, like under a bridge, you know, like there's a hobo hangout, you know, by the fire, like, hey, what's up, Bill? What's up, Joe? Where's Susan? Oh, yeah. She's dead. Somebody killed her with quarters. How did you bury her? So anyways, that's a true story of me being a total douchebag. Oh. Question. Yeah.
My first question is how was it being
Ichigo in Bleach is a lot of fun. He is. He's one of those characters right now that, I mean, I don't need a playback to remember what I sounded like. I just go in, it's just me being me. The Bossa was a lot of fun. Yukimura was a lot of fun. And I first started off doing the games, actually. There's various different games that I was playing on Yukimura. And slightly different in each one, you know, depending on the producer or whatever. But then and I did, you know, when I did the, with Funimation, I did the series, you know. And it was just a lot of fun, you know. But after, like, I think an hour or two, like, my voice is gone. To scream a lot of your lordship in that one, and that usually kills it. And that texture, it adds a texture to my voice throughout it. But it was a lot of fun. It really was. One for your brother? Okay. Email was a lot of fun as well. Email entails of Symphonia Dawn of the
New World.
Right? And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a good character. It was fun, and and then he became slightly braver, and then eventually he was a task, which is like me.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so it was fun. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. The strangest thing that has ever happened to me at a convention. I already told the elevator one, so besides that, the strangest thing that has ever happened. I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of things that run through my mind right now, but I don't know if they're strange. I can tell you one, maybe you can decide if it's strange enough. So I'm signing autographs, and this Jason Frank was next to me, and this kid comes over and he's like, "Hey, will you sign my leg?" And so sometimes people ask me to sign the leg or whatever, and they'll sit up like this and I'll sign their pant leg or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll sign your leg." And I turn and I start talking to Jason Frank for a bit, and then I turn back and there's a leg, like a prosthetic leg sitting right there, and the kid is like, you know, and so I'm like, "Oh, you need this back." I can't just like talk. And so I signed it and gave it back to him. So that was kind of strange, I guess. Other than that, I got some sweaty donuts once.
What?
I call them sweaty donuts because, you know, like, they have that cellophane clear part or whatever, but there's like, you know, dew on it. I was like, thank you. I'll eat these later. Yes. The strangest thing I've ever received from a fan with the donuts was pretty weird. But panties from a dude. That was pretty weird, actually. And I don't know, I didn't touch them. I was on stage, I was with my band, and we were playing, and then panties like flew up, and I was like, "What? Is this really happening?" And I looked over, who threw it? It was a dude. Yes. Persona 4, the animation.
Woo!
Man, that's my favorite one. I don't know. I enjoy saying, "It's annoying!"
Yeah!
Because I like saying that. Clears my throat. It's like a sneeze. It's annoying! Yes, sir. Sorry, what happened here? Did you just hijack somebody else's question? Oh, no, he had another one. Now, hang on a second. Yes, sir. Say what? The king's orders are absolute. It's kind of boring, isn't it? Without the animation. The king's orders are absolute. Absolutely. That's the animation. That's me being animated. Yes. Dragon, yes. It was a little bit of a challenge doing Vashes, especially in the beginning, because I had come straight from doing Power Ranger stuff, you know? And I called myself the Background Ranger. I didn't do anything. I just stood in the back like this. And everyone, you know, Tom's here like, what's going on? All right. And then the other guys doing things or whatever. Kimberly. Whatever she said. You know, I'm not making fun of her, I just don't know any lines. And so I would just stand back here like this and I'd wait for her. Right, let's do it. It's more fun. That's all I did. The whole time. Not the whole time, but most of the time it felt like that. And so it was totally different. You know, I hardly did anything on Power Rangers to go and be the lead in some anime that I had no idea was popular. You know, and you know, being goofy and all that stuff too. So it was a totally different thing for me. Yes, Batman. Sure, right? Is it not? Oh, you're passing it off to someone else. Hi. In a future anime that hasn't been dubbed? I'm not really current on anything new though. What's new? You're saying some swim thing? Oh, okay, that. I don't know. I'm not current on anything new. I just haven't been able to, you know, check anything out, unfortunately. There's another one I did check out. Oh, there's one. Okay, so it's a manga. I don't know if it's ever been animated or if it will ever be animated, but I think it's called Abara. I think it's like Lord or Ridge or something like that. And if you check it, you can probably find it online. It looks really cool. It's like some crazy manga that almost looks like Aliens-esque. You know, it's pretty cool. Yes. How did I get into voice acting? It's a weird story, but it's a long story actually. I'll try to make it interesting. So after Power Rangers, the stunt guys, the Japanese stunt team, wanted to shoot an action film, and so they had me come on and play the lead of this show, this independent film, and the camera they were using was Japanese. The sound guys were not Japanese. And so when they tried to get the sound out at the end, when they edited everything together, it was just static. Like the whole film was just. And so I had to go in and dub my character. And so when I was in there dubbing, the producer walked in, and he's like, "Oh, you got a good hero voice." I was like, "Cool, yeah, okay, makes sense." And so after a couple, weeks or whatever working on that, he asked me to come in and audition for this animated show. And so I was like, "Sure, I'll go audition." Needed a job. And so he brought me in and he showed me Japanese version of this anime, and then he played it in English. And then I said, "Can you do something sort of more like the Japanese?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll give it a shot." And so I auditioned, and a few weeks later he called me up and said, "So you're going to play Vash in Trigun." And so that's how I got the part in Trigun, and then that just opened the doors for me. It really did. And I think it was a scratch track, if you're wondering what that English was. It was a scratch track. I'm assuming somebody else laid some stuff down. And so yeah. So if you're wondering like how you can get into voice acting, I don't know if you can go my way. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but if you do want to become a voice actor, I mean, you gotta have a decent, clear voice. You have to be able to act. And the tough thing is, you have like a director, right? The director will obviously direct you. They know the show. Sometimes you don't know the show. You have to be able to cold read. Like you have to be able to walk in. You don't have this. You rarely ever get the script ahead of time. You just walk in, especially with anime. You show up, director says, this is who you are, you're 15, you're a kid, whatever, parents hate you or something. And so you just go in and you just start acting, like right off the page, you know, and then they guide you where you should be. And the tough part is when you don't agree with what the director wants you to do, like you find a place that you feel like you want to play the character, but the director totally changes that, and you feel weird, you have to do it like they say. If the dialogue is written strange, like you guys know from watching anime, especially the old time, it's had a lot of times it's really weird, you know, it's written backwards, or they just wrote it just like the translation, and it's just, what? Is this Yoda? What is going on here? You know? And so you just have to do basically what you're told, otherwise you're not going to be able to get it work. At least in the beginning. Once you get a name for yourself, then you can kind of say some stuff. I'll give you a perfect example of something where I got really stupid direction from these people. I was working on this game, and I don't remember the name of the game, but I had a director, and there were two producers, and every time I would deliver a line the way I thought it should be delivered, they would change it, you know, and they would give me a line read and tell me to do it this way or whatever, right? And so the session was going on and on like this, and this one line, and I don't remember what the line is, they said, can you make that line a little happy? I was like, sure, I can make it happy, so I put a smile on my face for the line again. And then the other producer chimes in, he's like, actually, can you make that line, can you make it sad? I was like, okay, total opposite. You know, and then I'm waiting for them to give me beeps to do it, and I see them talking, and they punch back in, and they're like, you know what, can you make that line happy sad? And I was like, what? Happy sad? What does that even mean? Like, can you be happy and sad at the same time? Like, it was like, you know, I was like, is that what you want? And I'm just thinking this in my head. And then I just thought it was just so ridiculous, you know, that I was like, you know what, yeah, sure, I can do it. And so instead of doing what maybe they want, I had no idea, I just went back to the very original tape, the way I did it in the very beginning, and read it that way. And they're like, perfect. So that happens. Anyways. Yes, blue, mask. Yes, sorry. Is it weird voicing Narukami and Adachi? Yes. It was weird. And it wasn't like in the original, I was Adachi. And then they said, oh, you're also going to do the protagonist, but he doesn't say anything. It's just like, you know, or then Kia's and shouting some stuff, so it's not going to make a difference. And they're the same tone. I was like, okay, cool. Next game came out, I was talking a little bit. Another game comes out, I'm talking a little bit more. Anime comes out, he's talking the whole time. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? They're the same tone, you know? And so I had to like tweak it just a hair, you know, just to make them different. But I did, if you haven't seen it, you can probably watch the last, I just really like that last final confrontation.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Bring it in, man. Yes. I don't think I can talk about the new stuff yet. Don't think I can talk about the new stuff. So, yes. About what? Wolf's Rain? First off, the music is amazing. And really, when I went into audition, they played me that opening scene with the music. And he's laying in the snow. You know, he says that bit of dialogue, voice calls out to me, whatever it is, right? And I was hooked right then. I was like, man, I've got to get this. I did what? Trigun, you know, and then who's wild and goofy, and then this, and I was like, man, this is such a cool character. But I think he sounds too cool. I don't know if I can pull it off. And but yeah, the music was amazing. If you haven't seen that show, it's a really good show. It really is, from beginning to end. And it's a happy show. Yes. What do I like? What did I like most about playing Adachi? I don't know. Villains are a lot of fun because
Spoilers.
you get to, a lot of times you get to say things that you don't mean, but you have to add that other meaning inside that bit of dialogue, you know, and it has to come through a bit. And so I like that, you know. And I love, like, in the end, just him getting crazy and wild, you know. That's really the most fun. Okay. I didn't check it out because I didn't get to see the final confrontation in the anime. I just did it, and I was like, man, I don't know how it's gonna play, When I watched it not too long ago, I was like, man, that's pretty cool, actually. Pretty proud of myself. Did all right. No, I was actually really scared when I was doing that. Man, people are gonna hate me. It's gonna be weird. You guys are leaving already? Am I done?
No.
Hey, another hour. Okay. No, I don't need to. Oh, there's probably lines going right now, I guess.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Yes. Why didn't I bring the band? I offered to bring the band. Yeah, they said that they couldn't have the band this time. But they are having, well, I don't know, where's Bonza? That's far out. Never mind. Matsurkan. Yeah, that's in Columbus, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we will be there at that one. I don't know how far that is from here.
3 hours.
2 hours? Oh, you can make the drive. Unless you came from 6 hours the other direction. But yeah, my band will be there, and we will be playing a lot of cool stuff called songs. It's the cons. Cons, like for me, that's where I've met other voice actors. Is at cons, because a lot of times you're just in there by yourself. In video game, and especially anime, you just walk in and you're just doing your job and you leave. And somebody else comes in later, you might see them in passing. But, it's really like, here's where I met most of the people that I know in voice acting. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are pretty cool. Like, it's harder to get up close and personal, especially at a bigger con. But some of the smaller ones, if you see a small con and you see some guest there that you're like, oh, that's a good place to get to know a person, really, because usually if I go to a small con, I'm just going to hang out with, the 15 people that are there, because that's the reason we go. That's why I come here, is because I want to meet you guys, And on Facebook, a few of you are there on my Facebook page, and you message me and whatnot, so I'm able to, say hi and meet you face to face, and not just your picture of Ichiko. Yes, right back here. You've got it. Yeah. Power Rangers reboot? I don't know. I think it's probably about time, that they do something like that. Really. I'd be curious to see what they're gonna do. I think it would be cool if, it doesn't have to be me, but there should be like a couple of us old school guys in there as cameos. We don't have to be our characters, because I imagine it's a fresh reboot. Like, I'm sure I won't be in there because it would be like the very first season, so there'd be somebody else playing Zach or something, or somebody else playing Tommy, this is what I'm guessing. But it'd be cool if we're like, sitting at some place eating a sandwich, and like a Megazord destroys the background. We're like, like Stan Lee playing in any of his films. It would just be kind of cool, because then the fans would be like, oh, okay, cool. They don't need to be in the whole movie. That's enough, Vulcan Sky, that's going to be hard to. There's nobody like those guys. That's going to be very tough. I don't know how they're going to do that. Yes, right here. Yeah. One I like more. I had a lot of fun with Mighty Morphin when I came. It was the first thing I'd ever done, and so it's got a special place in my heart. Zito was cool because I got to do a bit more. I wasn't always the background guy. It still was, but I got to do it more. And Turbo was actually somewhat enjoyable until we got replaced. And then it was like, it's not fun. It's not fun anymore sitting at home. Yes. What was the reason why we got replaced? I'm not 100% sure. I think SAG was really, getting on the union basically was really having us on. And if he went, union, then he'd have to pay us like crazy, So it's an easy way out, I'm assuming that was part of it. It could also be that Jason Frank was thinking about leaving, and maybe mentioned it to them. That's why they made me grow my hair out. And some of you guys that watched Turbo had like freaky curly long hair, and it's because like I was told this that I'm growing my hair out because if Jason leaves, then I'm going to be Tom for a lot of people. And I was like, yeah, that's weird. You know? And I thought it was weird and stupid until like I went to Mexico for this thing, and all the kids were calling me Tom. You know? And I was like, what? All right, fine. Do some kicks and stuff for the kids, and then I'll flip them. See what flip feels like? Get dizzy. Yeah, that was it. And that's the other thing too. It was kind of weird how they did it. It wasn't like they said, "Oh, so we're gonna replace you guys in a couple weeks." No, it was like we show up and makeup lady's like, "Hey, look what I found in the newspaper. Looking for new Rangers." And it's got like a picture of the Rangers. And I'm like, "Mom, they're not even gonna tell us." And so we confronted them. And I was like, "What is this? You guys aren't even going to say anything?" I'm like, yeah, we're looking for new ones. So it's just a crummy way. And that's why a lot of us kind of have to with them, you know? And so, I mean, it's been a long time. I'm not bitter, but it's just like, it's just a terrible way to run your business, you know? Step on the people that get you where you want. Yes? 2. Was I in Super Ninjas? I was Master Shin. Yeah, it was me. I mean, most of the time it was just this. But I did have a little bit of my face show, like this much. But it's mostly this. You'd probably recognize my voice in it. And your second question? What would I have changed in Bleach? I don't know. There's a lot of things I really like. Some of the fillers are not my favorite. You know, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same about any filler on any show. You know, but yeah, if they just kind of stuck with it, that would have been pretty cool. You know. Yeah. But I don't know. But speaking of Master Shin, Super Ninjas, or Super Ninjas, the funny thing is I went in and, you know, obviously at that point I've been doing like a ton of voiceover. And I show up for the voiceover session for Super Ninjas, which is a kids show, and I played the villain for, I think, the final season finale or something, I'm not sure. And so I was there for a couple episodes, being a bad guy ninja. And so I go in for this voiceover session to dub over the fight stuff and a little bit of dialogue. And I'm a little bit early, so I'm sitting in there, and I can hear there was some other actor, and they're going over the same line over and over and over again. And finally, I'm like 15 minutes past when I should be working. And I'm like, boy, I'm never gonna get in there. What's going on? You know. And finally, this guy comes out, you know, and leaves, and the producer, the director come out, and they stand in the doorway, and they're like, look at me. Alright, come on. You know, what? I must be having a bad day. And so I go in, I'm like, I'm just going to do my job and get out of here. And so I stand in front of the mic, you know, like I always do. And they're like, okay, so have you done any ADR before? I was like, yeah, I've done some. And by this point, I've already done a ton, right? I'm like, yeah, I've done some. And they're like, okay, well, the way it works is you're going to hear some beeps, 3 beeps, and on the 4th one, you're going to start talking. I was like, okay. And alright, what we're going to do, we're going to look at this fight scene. You got a couple fights and then you got some dialogue. But we're going to start with the fight scene. And there's maybe a first noise that you make, like a hi-ha or something. And then we'll do that. And then we'll go to the next move. And then we'll put it together. And I was like, why don't you just play me the scene? And they're like, it's a long fight scene. I was like, well, yeah, just play me the scene. And they're like, okay. Yeah, I'll just make it up as I go along. And they said, all right, fine, go ahead. You know, I'm standing here like, these guys. And so they play it, beep, 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 and then I go, whatever it is, right? Whatever. Do the fight scene, the whole fight scene. I'm just chasing it. And then I hear nothing. I'm waiting. felt all right. And I'm like, how did you know that? How did you do that? What are those noises you were making? What is that? Is there a name for that? I was like, fight noises? I don't know. I mean, I was just doing what it looked like I was doing when I shot. And they're like, okay, well, I mean, I don't think we need to do it again, but I feel wrong not doing it again. And I was like, well, it's up to you guys. We can move on or we can do it, you know. And basically, that was the session, you know. And so I went through it like in, 10 to 15 minutes and left. But anyways, I just thought it was a funny story to share, you know, because they thought that I was going to be just like the other guy. It was terrible. Not that I'm great. I'm just saying that it was just one of those things where it was like, come on, guys. But I didn't want to go in there. Like, it would be weird if I walked in. Oh, you don't know me? I'm Johnny on Bosch. Yeah, Ichigo. You don't know Ichigo? People? Canada? No, they wouldn't know. Like, I know they wouldn't know anything that I've done. So it's better just to go in there and just do it. Yes. Is that Inuyasha right there? You know, we sang it. My band sang it at Inuyasha wedding. Actually, I'll tell you that story after the question. Oh, I can't hear you.
How about you work? Who guys are your favorites to work with?
Oh yeah, come on up here and ask me. No, I'm doing this footsteps. It sounds excellent. Who's my favorite to work with, regardless of the? I like a lot of the voice actors that I work with. Raylo, Steve Bloom, any of those guys. Bryce, Fig, Todd Habercorn. Directors, Mary Elizabeth is awesome. Wendy Lee is awesome. Susie Goldich, but I don't think you guys might not know her. She does she does Bleach now. So yeah, you're welcome. Inuyasha wedding. Okay, so I show up. My band is playing at this con, a small con in Texas, and they brought us out to play, right, a show. And so we're like, okay, we're at a con, we're gonna play a show. And so I'm looking at the schedule, trying to figure out where we are, and then I see like there's a Inuyasha wedding, and then I see wedding band, Aisha. I was like, what? Wait a minute, is this like a real wedding? I don't know, what's an Inuyasha wedding? You know, and then I find out, I'm asking about it, and they're like, oh, these people are really getting married. They're going to be dressed up as Inuyasha characters, and you guys are going to sing afterwards. It's like, but like, wedding songs? Because I don't know wedding songs. I only know my songs. I'm like, no, you just do your songs. And it felt weird because I don't have like a happy wedding song, you know? And so right before, like, we had a panel right before the wedding. And so I grabbed my guitar. I think you can find it on YouTube. I guess just type in Inuyasha wedding. And so there's a panel. And so there's like a group of people in here. And I'm like, what can you guys tell me about Inuyasha? And so they just start telling me about it. And then I just like make up a song right then. And then we sing it for their wedding. So that's my story, the Inuyasha wedding. Is that? Yes, the yellow. Do I ever find myself standing in front of the mirror pretending to be some of my characters? Sometimes. An example? But it's actually never any of the characters that I play. It's always just something really weird. Like, it's so weird. Okay, so I don't know if you guys, I think I posted it on my Facebook maybe, or Instagram, of this gorilla picture that I have in my, yeah. Wait, is that the gorilla I posted? No. Yeah, I do, the one that's like, Like that, right? And so I found myself in front of the mirror because like when I stand in the mirror, I can see him behind me. And so I'm like, I was getting myself ready, and I'm like, and I did that. No joke. Just like that. That's what I did, okay? But not a character that I do. Although I did just do some, Mary made me do some monkey voices. I turned into a chick. Yes.
What? I have two.
I could tell you another story, actually. Where I did do a voice. But I'll do that after this.
Okay,
Yes.
I have two.
Two, okay.
What was it like playing Guy and then Flynn?
Guy in Tails
Yeah, and then Flynn.
and
Flynn.
Flynn.
What's it like playing basically the same person?
It was awesome. Is that the two questions?
No, that was the one.
That was just the one. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know how to say any more about it. It's just fun. I had fun doing almost every character except for one. Go ahead.
And how did you like working on Eternal Sonata?
Eternal Sonata.
Yeah.
That's cool. Eternal Sonata. I was a villain. He wasn't that old, was he? I can't remember. I think it might have just been but again, that was at Cup of Tea. I really only remember because it's so long ago, just the place that it was done. So I can't expand on that either. Sorry. It's not an awesome story. Most of my stories are. But there's I get called up to, they say, hey Johnny, you want to come do a voice in this game? I was like, sure, whatever. You know, it doesn't happen always like that. A lot of times it's an audition. They're like a voice, and I was like, sure, cool. And so I show up, and I'm like, all right, what am I doing? And then they show me this thing. Oh, you're gonna play this goblin. I was like, okay, cool. I'm thinking in my head, what's a goblin sound like? Do any talk like this? I don't know what a goblin sounds like. So I'm looking at it, and then I'm looking at the sides, and it's just like vowels. I'm like, what? And then it's just like, whatever, and I was like, oh, like that kind of stuff? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay. And so I did that for like, 2 to 4 hours of just, and then dying like different ways on fire, or falling off a cliff, or being stabbed, or electrocution or something, or whatever. It's just like a ton of this for 2 to 4 hours. And then I was like, okay, great, thanks for that session, guys. And I think I could taste blood after that session. And the next day I was supposed to work on this show where I do a young kid voice. But I couldn't because I had no voice for like 2 days. So that was the worst session I've ever done, and I hated that character. I mean, it was kind of fun at the time just because I'd never done anything like that. But, not getting a job that would have paid a lot more really stinks. I can tell you another story about another character. I'm not going to tell you the show, but I played Guy in Yellow. And it was a Wallace session. And so I played Guy in Yellow, and I did some other stuff. And you guys know, like, if you see an anime and there's like a classroom full of kids, you got your main characters in the front and the kids all in the background talking. You don't hear them. It's just, right? That's Walla. That's with all actors, or it sounds like Walla. And so they're in the background. And so I went in for one of those sessions, first one I've ever done, so I didn't even know how it worked. And I was totally new. I think I did like Trigon and another show, and that's it. And so I'm in there, and there's like a group of other people in there with me. I'm kind of nervous because I don't know what do they do, And so they go through and they say, all right, you're going to be this person, and you're going to be this person right here. It's like a scene of a bunch of school kids in a bus there, right? And so there was no rehearsal. It was just like, all right, ready, you guys, and then boom, you start going. And I don't know what to do. My kid's just standing there, and I see like, the other people are pairing up, and they start talking to each other. Oh, Sally, how you doing? Or whatever. And they start, talking. I'm like, oh, I should just find somebody to talk to. And I was like, hey guys, have you guys do your homework? Because I did my homework the other day, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm gonna get on the bus now. All right, see you guys. I'll see you guys later. That's what I did. Nobody talked to me, and it felt so awkward. And I was like, oh, they're gonna kick me out of here. Like, I totally suck. And they're like, okay, good job, everyone. I was like, really? That was it? And so, anyways, I did that, and then I did another thing when I was guying that we got beat up. But it was like a very uncomfortable feeling. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just, yes, over here. Oh, sorry, I must point like this when I point. Sorry, we'll get here, and then we'll go for you, okay? Yes. Vash's full name and his voice, I cannot.
Oh.
I can't remember it. It's just so long. Can any of you get it? The whole thing? No? Alright. See, how do you expect me to... You guys, it's a long thing. It's really long. It's like most of the page. I should memorize it, though. I really should. Nick, what's my plan? I don't have any plans. They haven't asked me to come back, so just waiting. Sort of, can you call? I know. Where's my communicator? Yeah, no, it'll probably be a lot of fun to come back, but yeah, they haven't asked. Yes. Proposed to her in Vash the Stampede's voice. What's her name? Kikyo? Hey, Kikyo. Mary Donuts. So, we've known each other for 2 seconds now. I mean, if you don't want to get married, we don't have to get married. Will you marry me? I just realized there's a unicorn. How could I miss that? Dude getting spears together. Yes? Hollow Ichigo is a lot of fun. I didn't even know that I was going to play him until the day of. And they're like, oh yeah, you're doing that too. I was like, oh, cool. What am I going to do? And when I listen to the Japanese, I can hear that it was the same voice, but they threw like a flanger filter on it, you know? And so I was like, oh, I'll make it a little different, you know? And he does do little stuff too in his voice when he fights, you know, like, whatever. And that's me clearing my throat. And so I added that. There are a lot of fight stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. It's really exciting actually to see that come together. Yes. Yes. 2, okay. Are you asking a spoiler question?
No spoiler. We kind of already did.
Who has not seen Code Geass? And we should wait till you guys see it tonight. You gonna watch it all?
Not all day.
Can I answer your second one? What's your second one? A line as Lelouch. What? Any line. Any line? Let's see. Welcome to the United States of Japan! That was more in zero mode. I, Lelouch Unitarian, command you to stop filming me. It doesn't work, man. It's stupid power. Dragon Zord Ninjetti. During Power Rangers, was there anything memorable that I could share with you? The only thing that comes to mind is the story of Jason Frank and I flipping off of a tree. You guys want to hear that story?
Sure.
Okay. So in Australia, Jason Frank and I there's a palm tree, you know, and it's got like these notches in it so you can run up it like steps.
And that was Jason's technique. He would run, and he'd take 1, 2, 3 steps and flip off. And my technique was I would run and I would jump, spring off it like that. That was the way I was doing it. So I would bounce off like a frog. And he would run up 3 steps and flip over. And so he would spot me, and I would spot him. And we did this for a bit, you know. And so as he's coming towards me to run, this one time that I'm spotting him, he's like, I'm just going to keep going. And I'm like, what? And then I see him run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's like this, upside down, above me, coming towards me. And I'm thinking, I'm a small half Asian, what's he thinking? I can't reach him now at this point. Does he think I can catch him? You know? And so I did this. The only thing I can think of doing at that moment. He hits his face and he bounces back up like this. It's like, woo! You know? And I was like, he said, what? Oh, you know, and he cut himself, and I was like, sorry, man. He's like, dang it. He ran, and we got in big trouble. So that's a story that I remember. And he blames me. Right? And if he would have just stuck to the 3 steps, it would have been no problem. But he went way above where my limit is. This, see? You go above this. I can't do anything for you. You know? All right, you got 2 swords swinging.
Would you like to continue your role as Fuji Shusuke in Princess Tennis?
Yes, I would like to continue. Somebody else was the character at first, and then I came in. But I would love to. Yeah, does it continue?
Yes.
It does, really?
Oh,
the
yes.
manga? Does the anime continue? That's it. Prince of Tennis. Manga is still going on, really? Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, that would be a lot of fun. Actually, Prince of Tennis. You look it up for me, and then contact them and say, "What's going on?" Oh, don't do that. Sword. Oh, you gotta be a lot louder. All right, yeah, come on. If I could tell Suzaku any line, a line, any line, if I could tell him anything, like right now, just make something up. What did I tell him? Suzaku, I like your boots. That's all I can come up with. It's pretty good. Yes. He's got some moves, though. He does, man. Yes.
When you're Bash, you go through a lot of mood swings where you're like really energetic. Next minute you're real serious. So what's it like to go so back and forth?
In moods? Going back and forth with my moods in Trigon? What's it like? It's kind of weird, but it's like what's in everyone's mind, just out. You know, when you're walking around, you think, like, your mind just goes all over the place, you know? And I can't even, say the things that are in my mind right now, because they are all over the place. And some of them are bad. But yeah, he's just kind of all over the place, and it's kind of fun to play like a character that is really wild. Especially, again, because I was Adam in Power Rangers, who just did this. Right, let's do it! Yeah, that's what we said there. So yeah, I was trying to think. I never really said more phenomenal except for when I went back for Overdrive. And now, it's more phenomenal. Next time you see me, if you guys go to get autographs, It's more phenomenal. Say that. And I'll be like, it's awkward. Now what am I going to do? Yes. Lost. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've auditioned for roles and didn't get them. And that happens a lot, for everyone, obviously. But then you said one that I feel like I could have done better. I can't think of one. No, there isn't one that I've auditioned for, didn't get it, and then heard somebody else doing it and thought I could do better. But there have been roles where I've seen it, somebody else has already done it, and I didn't audition for it, and I was like, what happened there? What was that choice? And so that's happened. Well, I thought that, but yes. My favorite martial arts style, Shaolin Kung Fu is my favorite. That was my main style, Jeet Kune Do is, obviously cool because of Bruce Lee. MMA is the big thing now, and that's kind of more groundwork. It's like, obviously mixed martial arts, but heavily on the groundwork, which is obviously a good thing. And it was kind of cool to see that Jeet Kune Do had some of that Blue National did. And there's actually other stuff too, but yeah. Long time, light blue, yeah.
How do you feel about Bleach entering its last arc?
The last ending arc of what? Bleach? Oh, how do I feel about it ending? It's kind of sad that it's ending, and I think it doesn't it's kind of like, leaves you hanging a little bit because the manga continues. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't want it to go away. I want it to keep going. But I bet that's up to you guys too, really. I know that they said they're going to stop, but I guarantee you, if everybody that likes Bleach, emails them or whatever and says, you guys need to keep this up, And part of me wonders if they're doing that on purpose because they want that, or if there's a weird contract thing that's going on. Yeah. No, we have not gotten to the last episode. We're still I think they started airing the full breed stuff, right? Yeah, so we're still kind of working on that stuff right now. Oh, really? They're supposed to? Picking up from where they left off? Oh, look them up. Well, there you go. It might not be over just yet. It might be for us just to keep going. Cool. Watch, they replace me. Watch. Watch, it's going to happen. Yes. Okay, silly. Yes, I have seen Pacific Rim. Would be my the mind partner. I would say either Yuri Lowenthal, just because we are always working opposite each other, or Bryce, because we are always working opposite each other, or Steve Blitter, because I think I want to know what's in his mind. About his what fetish?
Nurse.
His what?
Nurse.
Nurse fetish? I don't remember a specific line though. Make something up. Dance, monkey, dance. Gosh, I don't even know where to go with that. Nurses. Nice. Yes. Bleach did I think it was going to get as far as it did. I had no idea. I really didn't. Working on it, I knew it was popular because I saw, back in the day, everyone was dressing up as characters from it. Now, they still do, but not as much. But I had no idea. And I did I watched the first 10 episodes, because I wanted to know what was going on. And then, in the very first episode, I was like, okay, it's kind of cool. Second episode, I was like, third, got to 10, and I was like, okay. And I kept watching it. And then I kept watching it, and I stayed up for a week watching 60 episodes because I was like, is he going to save her? What's going to happen here? This is going to end. And I just kept watching it, because I wanted to find out, and I was just drawn into it, and I was like, see, that's why it's popular. I mean, I like it, and so, yeah, another one? Video museum, okay, record, ready? Let's do it. Tell me when you're ready. Alright. And I was gonna say, I'm not down in the hallway. You're down in the hallway. I came into it much later in the series. I found out about Final Fantasy much later. So I didn't really know his character at all. Did you know him from back then? No? Okay. Well, so the same thing. But it was cool. I did have fun. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming in for a little bit. Are you guys going to go clean the bathrooms or something now? Is that a mop? A what? Did she say tampon? I don't want a tampon. Alright, I don't know what you're saying. Over here. Have I ever cosplayed as a character? I did once. Anime Boston, a group of kids were doing Wolfsram, and they wanted me to play Kiba, or dress up, or cosplay as Kiba. And so I was like, well, I don't really have anything that looks just like him, and they were like, oh, we'll put it together. And so when I showed up, they had it, and so I put it on. I assume it's got to be somewhere online. But I felt so weird walking around in that, this wig. I'm like, I don't look anything like him. And then I remember walking up to an elevator ready to just take it off because I felt awkward, And then it opens up and I see Greg Ayers there dressed as one of his characters in purple, and he's like, hey! I was like, hey! Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Yes, right here. Yes.
Anime musicals are kind of popular. Would you ever be interested in dubbing over a musical?
A musical? I would, actually. I think it would be fun and funny at the same time. I would actually enjoy that. Yes, right here. Do I like video games or anime more, dubbing-wise? They're both pretty cool. Video games do pay better, usually. Anime doesn't pay nearly as good as a video game. But I don't know, it's tough. I guess it depends on the game or the series, because sometimes you can get into a series and it's just dumb, what is this show? Is anybody going to see it? No. And then, but then the same thing can happen on a game. There's been games where I did this, this game is going to be awesome, and then you never hear about it. Or it's just released in the UK or something, which has happened. But I don't know, I guess the only thing I don't like about games, is that anytime you go in for a game, you have to do a ton of screaming. You're going to have to die so many different ways, and you're going to have to do all these different fight noises, which I enjoy doing, but I don't like doing them all within, a short amount of time and burning out and walking away it's like just, scream for an hour. But I do enjoy it. I guess it depends on the project, really. Yes? Do I get to hang out with they let me sometimes hang out with other voice actors. Sometimes I do, yeah. Sometimes they're people either have a birthday party or they meet up and whatever. whatever. There's a few that I do see, but really, again, like a lot of times it's just here at the cons, you know, and we stumble into a panel, like the one I stumbled into last night. I had no idea. It's like, what was all the screaming? And I peek, and then I hear my name, and I was like, whoa, what? Okay, I'm going in here. What's going to happen? It's actually a very... there's some things that were like, ew, I feel awkward about this one. I don't know if I can laugh. Yes, right here. Coon and .hack was awesome. Let's see. I was working on Tales of the Abyss, actually, around the same time when I started working on .hack. And Guy is afraid of women, and Coon is a womanizer. So it's kind of a weird thing going in, and it's like the same studio too. And I was like, who am I doing today? Oh yeah, that guy. Okay, but it was cool. Yes. Out of all the I like Guy a lot. Emil was fun though to play because it was a lot longer and there's so much more. It's kind of hard. I don't know. I like them both for different reasons, I guess. Just because I could be like kind of a cool dude as a guy, even though he's afraid of women. But Emil was a lot of fun to play, especially because I got to do so much of it. You know, it was like a main character. But, yes. Of all the giant robot characters, of all the different robots that my characters have control, which would I like to own? Pilot? The Frogzord. I would just want like a giant Frogzord to be like running around town. So, I'd be like, you know, like one of those lowriders, you know. Pull up next to somebody. What's up? And do like the tongue sticks out or something. Electrocute something. Yeah, I've seen the show you all the time. Had like a billion like little frogs. Wasn't there a thing where like a ton of little frogs would leap out of its mouth? Which, did that make sense? What did they do, those little frogs? Release a plague or something? Yes. Okay. Drawing. Suggestions for getting into that, as far as like animating or just drawing stuff like manga. Just keep doing what you're doing, you know. And I imagine there's a ton of schools out there. Oh yeah, I mean, as far as manga's a totally different thing, and it's rare to have like a non-Japanese person. I only know of one that has gone over and been able to do that in Japan. So that means it's possible. But I guess you just got to keep at it, and you just got to be really good. And you could do anything. You really could. I mean, there's so many schools out here. You could start your own manga thing. I mean, I'm in a band. And we're independent. We're not signed to a label or anything. You know, it's just we started making music, we started getting better, and we just do it in my garage studio. You know, where like I just have a bunch of mics and I put stuff around the walls and just set it up so it would work right like a studio. And, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of schools. There's a ton of art schools, obviously, and animation schools, like stuff like that to get into. I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, a lot of people are going to poo-poo on anything you want to do, you know? A perfect example is when I lived in Texas and I saw my instructor. I was working out at the martial arts school at Shaolin Kung Fu, and my instructor called me over and he opens up this piece of paper, this newspaper, and he's like, they're looking for new Power Rangers. And I was like, what does that mean? Is there like actual Power Rangers, like actors, or like the stunt guys? And he's like, I don't know. He just says they're looking for new people and they're casting. He's like, you should go give it a shot. You know? And so it was one person that believed in me, you know, and I said, you know, okay, I'm going to do it. You know, and so he helped me put together this routine, some kicks and flips and whatnot, right? And And my friends, started telling my closest friends, my best friends. There's like 5 of them. And I was telling them, I'm going to go do this audition. If you guys want to come and do something. They said, do you martial arts or dancing or gymnastics? You had to have, you know. And then I knew only one guy, this white guy, who thought he could dance. But the rest of them, I was like, you guys should just go, you know, do it. And then, this is no joke, all of them, except for the one guy the white guy that could dance, or thought he could dance. And all of them said, dude, you live in Texas. We don't get to be movie stars. We don't get, you need to think of something else, you know, like an actual job. You're wasting your time. You know, yeah, you're doing martial arts, maybe you should just go open a school or something. But my passion really was to be like an action star. Like that's where I had this passion. I did it from Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, watching all those guys. You know, I had like this passion, but all they did, my closest friends just poo-pooed on it. They're like, dude, don't even waste your time. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. There's no way you're going to become a Power Ranger. There's just no way. And then for me, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to know if I don't try. You know, and I said, well, I'm going. You know, and the one white guy was like, I'll go with you. You know, and he wasn't even the closest friend for me. You know, and he went with me. You know, and we went. And I auditioned, and it was a weird process, but I went through it all. And you know, I became a Power Ranger. So, I mean, if you have an ambition or a passion inside you, you know, something you want to do, if you want to become an artist or a musician or a singer or whatever, any of that stuff. I'm living proof that anything is possible. It doesn't matter really where you are. It's just how much drive and passion you have. You can accomplish just about anything, you know, if you really set your mind to it. And it's a lot of times not actually. Some people tell you believe in yourself, but that's really hard. You know, you do. It's nice to have somebody else saying, "Man, go for it." The truth is you're not going to know until you go and do it. Really, you know. 5 minutes left. Speed round. Yes. A bit louder, what was that? What character that I didn't play? What character that I didn't play out of anything could I have played differently? That I would like to play? Spider-Man. I would like to play Spider-Man. And I got to do a little bit of a motion comic thing once, but it was only really the trailer for it. And I got to play Spider-Man. I'd love to do Spider-Man. Yes? Yes?
By any chance, what character that you've dubbed do you most relate to?
Most relate to?
Yeah.
Ichigo, Nero, Kiba, Lelouch sometimes. Isaiah on occasion. I'm going to have to wrap it up. You guys want to hear a quick story?
Yeah!
Alright, quick story, and then I've got to go over and I've got to do autographs right now. So quick story. Let me think of one. In the booth, you want to hear a story in the booth? Okay, Kiba in Wolf's Rain. I was working on Wolf's Rain. And usually, I try to show up, I do show up early usually, 15 minutes or whatever. This one day I was running kind of late, so I didn't eat breakfast. And so I got in there, I was in the booth, and when I was there, my stomach started, I could feel it, it was going to start growling, right? And you guys know, when you're in school, your stomach starts to growl, and it's so embarrassing, so you start tapping your table, or you flip some papers to make enough noise to cover up your stomach growling. Just me? Just me. Okay. And so anyways, I would do that what's this guy doing? Stomach's growling. Sorry. And so my stomach was going to growl, and I had some water, and I figured this out, and it's you just start drinking water, and it shuts it up. And so in my mind, I'd see this growly monster going, I'm gonna growl, and you pour water on his head, and he's like, oh. So I would do that every time I felt it's going to growl, and then I would drink water. And because in the booth it's super embarrassing, they hear everything, man. You can't, there's nothing, they're gonna hear it, And so I'm in there and I'm fighting it this whole time, and I'm working and fighting the growling monster. And this one moment, I'm supposed to deliver a line, and I couldn't, it snuck up on me. And instead of just making an obvious growl, an obvious my stomach went.
Like it sounded like I thought I could squeeze out a fart, but my butt cheeks were like, no. And it, like, no joke, went like that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And I look over, and they're just staring at me like, Mary Elizabeth is like, and I was like, that was my stomach. I mean, I don't know how it made that noise, but it made that noise. I know it sounded like a fart, but it wasn't. And then she was like, I was like, no, come in here and smell. Just come in and smell. It smells fine in here. She's like, oh. You know, and so anyways, that's my embarrassing fart in the booth story. All right, so I'll see you guys over there if you're going to get autographs. Thank you guys so much.